Alright, so we'll be looking at sexual reproductive systems. Now, we have sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction, right? Now, but what we are going to be looking at here is sexual reproduction. Now, there are two main important events in sexual reproduction. And the two main important events in sexual reproduction are meiosis and what? And fertilization. Meiosis and fertilization. Please note, mitosis is not in sexual reproduction. We have, in cell division, we have mitosis and we have meiosis, right? We'll take them as a topic. Mitosis takes place in non-sex cells. While meiosis takes place in what? Sex cells. So meiosis is what is involved in sexual reproduction. Now, meiosis here can also be seen as reproductive division. Let me explain. We have 46 chromosomes, right? As a normal human being. Now, we have 46 chromosomes. And out of these 46 chromosomes, during sexual reproduction, chromosome is found in the nucleus, right? Good. Now, these 46 chromosomes, the cell there undergoes meiosis. And in meiosis, we have half of the genetic material. So the cell divides, and we now have half of the genetic material. So instead of 46, what we now have is what? 23, right? So this is called the haploid number, or N. It's represented as N. The diploid, chromosomes are always in pairs, right? Always in pairs. So we now have one set of it called N. That is the haploid number. If you have the two sets, that is the diploid number. But in meiosis, it separates. So you now have the haploid number. Do you get that? Then you've gotten the haploid number now. In case of humans, 23. Your dad will do the same thing. Your mom will do the same thing. Then when the fusion takes place and fertilization takes place, the nucleus of your coming from your mom and dad will fuse together. Remember, the genetic material in that nucleus now is not haploid, half, right? So they will not fuse together to form the complete diploid cell of the embryo. Do we get 23 coming from your mom, 23 coming from your dad to form the complete diploid? Let me read a past question for you. Before I go into this. So look at this past question here. Sorry. Now listen to the question. Past question. At fertilization dash, A, one chromosome from the male joins another from the female. B, one gene from the male combines with another from the female. C, the male nucleus fuses with the female nucleus. D, one set of chromosomes combines with another set from the female. What's the answer? C, the male nucleus fuses with the female nucleus. That's the answer. But you know that the nucleus now is having haploid, right? Half of the number. The other one is having haploid. When they fuse together, they now form the what? Diploid. Do you get that? Alright, so now we'll be looking at, so we've seen that the two major events that take place in sexual reproduction are meiosis. Just take, for example, there's no reproductive division. Like your father is giving you 46, your mother is giving you 46. That's total, you now have what? 92. You now have like 4 eyes, like 4 ears, 4 legs, I mean. So there's need for reproductive division, so you become a normal human being. If not, you that you have 92 now, you now combine with your wife's own that have 92, your child will now be, you now see that you be having something else. So there's need for reproductive division so that the total amount of genetic material in the offspring becomes equal to that of the parents. Do you get that? Alright, so meiosis takes place before fertilization. Now, we'll still come back to that when we take sexual reproduction in mammals, in humans. But first, let's look at sexual reproductive system in fishes and amphibians. You know, fishes, they are aquatic, right? They live in water, is it not? Amphibians, they live in moist land and in water, right? They can live on land, but in their sexual phase, in their reproductive phase, when they want to reproduce, they spend their reproductive life in water. Amphibians. Now, give me an example of amphibian. You know, frog, right? Toad, right? You not see frog laying egg on dry land. Always lay egg. When it's time for reproduction, always go to the water. Now, what they do is they don't have physical union. You not see two fish mating. What they do is the female and the male, they release their sperm and egg into the water, and they release it in very large quantity. So now the sperm will now be swimming, and as it hits the egg, fertilization will take place. It's turned to larva, and as it feeds, the larva feeds actively, it will now turn to the adult organism. But now take note that it is not all the eggs that are being fertilized. Some of them are eaten up by other organisms. That is why they need to release it in large quantity, so that as the sperm swims, can hit anyone and fertilization take place. Now, will you call this type of fertilization internal fertilization or external fertilization? So you note that external fertilization is what is found in fishes and amphibians, right? On the other hand, reptiles and aves, reptiles and birds, you know, birds are aves, right? Reptiles and birds, they undergo internal fertilization. You will not see reptile. Give me an example of reptile. Snake, lizard. You not see lizard. We now release egg. Then a male lizard will now release sperm. Then the sperm on the land now, maybe in one side of your house, you now see sperm one day swimming towards the egg of the lizard. You not see it that way. Their fertilization is done internally. So as they mate, birds or lizards or reptiles, as they mate, what happens is that the sperm is released into the female organism, right? So the fertilization is done in the female organism. So the fertilization is internal. Then the egg is formed in the female. So as the egg, you know, it is actually the egg that is fertilized, right? Now the egg is now giving up. Now this is the egg. So we'll look at the parts of the egg, both the external parts and the internal parts. Then their functions. Please take note of all this labeling, because in the exam you see they will draw and they say the part labeled I is dash. And what is the function of the part labeled I? Now this is the egg. If you look at this egg very well, this is the egg before fertilization. We have the structure of egg after fertilization, that the embryo starts to develop. But let's look at this one. If you've seen egg before, how many of you have seen egg before? In real life, not in movie. You've seen it before. Okay, egg is kind of brownish substance. If you allow it to fall, it will break. Some person in the village will use that and do juju. Alright, so this is egg. If you see egg, this brown calcareous material that you used to touch, that is hard, that part is called the what? Shell, right? Now if you open the shell, there is this white material that used to be under that shell. True or true? There is this white. Why are you looking at me as if you have not seen egg before? There is this white material that used to be under the shell. Now this stuff here, that white material that used to be under the shell, is called the shell membrane. We have the shell membrane. Now the shell is porous. First thing, the shell is protecting the internal structure of the egg, and it is porous, allowing gaseous exchange to take place. So as you're seeing it, it has pores, it has holes, but the hole is not as big enough to allow the fluids to come out, but gases can diffuse through. So the shell and the shell membrane, they have that function of allowing gases to come in and out, in as much as they are protecting this stuff. Now we have the yolk. The yolk here. And what's the function of the yolk? The yolk provides food for the developing embryo after fertilization. So it provides food, and the food is mainly fats and proteins, right? So that's the function of the yolk here. That's the function of the yolk. The albumin is called the what? The egg white, right? The egg white. The chalaza here, what the chalaza is doing is to hold the yolk in place. So these two strands, this chalaza is holding, not chinanza, and this chalaza, it holds the egg yolk together. Do you get? Holds it in place. All right. Now the egg cell membrane. Now here we know this is the yolk, right? Now there's a membrane here that is covering this. So if fertilization take place, this embryo will be developing here, not is out. Something is covering it. That's the egg cell membrane. Then we have the air space. What's the function of the air space? Is it? Say align diffusion of gases for gaseous exchange. All right, it's not wrong. I mentioned something else. Which part contains amnion? Now, the egg cell membrane, which we have here, contains the following: amnion, chorion, and allantois. Now, the amnion secretes what fluid? Amniotic fluid. Even amniotic fluid is still found in humans. The amniotic fluid now is what is providing that aquatic environment for the embryo. What is providing that wetness. And apart from that, it serves as shock absorber also. The amniotic fluid serves as shock absorber, protecting the developing embryo. The next thing is chorion. Now, what's the function of the chorion? Chorion controls the permeability of gases, right? So in essence, it helps in gaseous exchange in this place, right? It helps gaseous exchange in this place because you know oxygen, this development, it needs oxygen. Carbon dioxide needs to go out. So this chorion here helps in the permeability of this. So it helps in regulating the gas coming in and the gas going out. Then the allantois, what is it doing? I mentioned something about excretory something. What did I mention there? It serves as excretory store, right? We say it stores what? Nitrogenous waste. What else? Act as what? Gaseous diaphragm. Now, basically, in exam, what you'll be seeing is this part is what? This part was the function. We'll look at it from the past question. So as we go on, we'll talk more, but this is basically what you need to know for now. Don't forget what holds the yolk together in place is the what? Chalaza, right? All right. So basically that's that.